story time. Yay. Welcome to Ladies Room. Why is it called that? Because I'm Layla Delise and this channel is the
Call me crazy, this don't faze me, it's my TV show. They don't pay me, that's just lazy, this my TV show. Check.
Okay, so this episode is going to be a story time episode. I still haven't gotten my nails done, so bear with me. Don't look at my sausage fingers too much. I'm kind of trying to hide my big ass hands. So let's just hide these babies down here. Okay, anyway, so today's video is a little bit of a serious one. It's called workplace harassment. Yay, such a fun topic. So diving right into it. God, my bra is showing, how tacky. And it's not a cute one either. Workplace harassment.
Yeah, so by this I definitely mean
Sexual harassment. I have faced sexual harassment, and I want to say,
ladies, let's be real. We have faced sexual harassment at every single workplace. Too many times for you to even possibly imagine. Guys have absolutely no idea.
I've reported it 3 times. Okay, at 3 different jobs. And it all led, for the most part, to my termination. Or me getting written up, or something negative consequence happening to me to the point where I feel uncomfortable. Like, I always have to end up still working directly with the people who sexually harassed me. That doesn't change. The whole mood is shifted because everybody knows what happened. They know that I went to HR or I made a complaint or something, you know, and then it becomes hush hush and everyone's like always whispering around me. Nobody wants to hug around me. It's like I become like a pariah.
I say we kill the beast!
Every single time. And it's like, guys, I'm not, trying to affect anyone else's work relationships. Just don't touch me. Like, that's all I'm saying. Don't say crazy things to me. When I'm at work, be professional with me. I mean, for the most part, I've been in management and I don't want to be looked at. I'm trying to be a professional woman here. I'm trying to be professional. And I've always been in a committed relationship, like a monogamous committed relationship. I have the utmost respect for the people that I date. God, my lips are dry. I wish I had gotten something for them. Hold on. This is brought to you by Carmex. Get you some of that shit, girl. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, I've been sexually harassed in my job. I'm just gonna break it down for you, and then you can see for yourself how you would have approached these situations. So, the first time I reported sexual harassment, I actually worked at a fast food chain. I wasn't in management at the time. I was dating a guy who was super jealous, and I remember I had went to him after one of my shifts to be like, hey, such and such keeps saying some crazy stuff to me, and I'm getting over it. Like, I worked with this manager, I can't remember his name, and I wouldn't even say it now because who wants those issues? But I just remember he just kept saying sexual things to me, like over and over and over again, like constantly. He was my supervisor. I had to work with him like a majority of the time. I mean, he made the schedule. I had to work with him all the time. He was just constantly saying things about my body and what he wanted to do to me. I was pretty young. My manager was way older than me, like in his 40s or something, So I just was uncomfortable with the situation. I was uncomfortable constantly having to feel awkward in such a tight, confined space, because I'm an awkward ass chick, okay? I don't know how to handle sexual advances, okay? I don't know if I don't know when people learn that shit. I'm awkward. It is what it is. So I went home and I complained to my boyfriend, and he was like, you gotta tell on him immediately, because we both work together. And at the time I didn't realize that, but he just didn't like that guy either. So he used me to try and get this guy fired, but what ended up was my ass quit because I had to continue. I went to HR about the sexual harassment thing, told him everything that was going on, and it's like nothing happened. They reported it, told him everything that happened, the manager, told the HR people told him everything that happened, so then when I worked with him, it was super awkward. You could feel the tension, he singled me out and treated me like a pariah, he didn't want to come anywhere near me, and then he was friends with everybody but me. It was a mess, okay? And I'm not staying in that type of environment for some fucking fast food job. Like, I wasn't making that much anyway, so quit that job. Bye. Gosh, so that was my first experience with sexual harassment. The second time, I was working at a factory. So go figure, right? But I was working at a factory, and then again, my supervisor, and I was dating this guy who was, again, jealous, who was also another supervisor. So I don't understand why it was good for him but wasn't good for the other guy, but whatever. Anyway, I was walking up the stairs to go to the locker room at this factory. I'm walking up the stairs, and I don't know if my pants had like slipped down or something, or like, I mean, I got a little booty. Let me show you. I got something. It's something, okay, it's there. So, and I was wearing very tight, low-riding jeans at the time. So they just slipped down a little, I think, and like a manager was passing on by, and he was just like, oh, look at her ass, you know, everybody, look, you can see her butt, look at that, you know. And he just kind of was, in my opinion, a little embarrassing. Like, so my boyfriend was there that I was dating. He saw everything, and he was like, you need to report that shit. And mind you, he was also another supervisor, and I'm super young still. Like, I had these jobs when I was early 20s, you know, 19, 20, and I don't really know what to do, okay? So when my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, coming up to me and like, he said this, you know, he's pointing around everyone to look at your ass and whatever, I'm embarrassed and humiliated, and I'm like, what do I do in a situation like this? And he's like, this isn't okay, you gotta report him. And I'm like, you're right, I gotta report him.
I also want to add that my boyfriend was my key witness in this whole situation. So when I did go to HR to report it, I used him as a witness. And when HR asked him about it, he pretended like he didn't see anything and had no idea what I was talking about. Yeah, bitch shit.
And so I went to the HR department. It was this lady, she was rude as hell. This HR lady would try and find every reason to get my attention so that I get like written up or a warning. I think she sent me an official letter one time. Like, she just constantly was picking on me after that. Like, she was like, oh, your jeans are too tight, you can't wear those jeans. So then I went out and I bought work jeans. Oh, they're still too tight. Like, just constantly on my ass about my pants all the time. After this complaint, it was clearly malicious. And you're the HR lady, I come to you with a complaint. It was a black lady. She was very fucking mean. She was so mean. And I'm in this, just telling her like, hey, this isn't right, you know. It's not like I wanted to do to get fired. It's not like I wanted anything like that. I didn't even want to report him, but I felt pressured to. But I shouldn't be penalized for that, you know. I always have to take it to the extreme. But this woman just singled me out every day, and I'm literally, when I was working at this factory, I was waking up at 3 in the morning to get ready for work. The earliest I've ever woken up at that time to get ready for work. Waking up at 3 in the morning to be at work by like 5:30, 5 or 5:30. Clock on, stay there for 12 to 15 hours a day. Okay, doing the same thing on the line. I was welding parts. I was putting bolts on the freaking pipes and shit. You know, I would put a pipe on a thing, literally. I would put like a pipe on a thing. I would put a bolt in place and push a button. It go into the machine. This is my vitamins, by the way. I'm not some crazy drug addict. I don't know why this is here, but anyway, I pushed the button and it would go into the machine. The door would close. It'd be like, a door would close. All this welding would go on. It would come back. It would come back out, and then I would have to take some gloves, inspect the weld, and put it on a rack. And I did that shit. I did that shit like all day long. Same thing all day long. I don't need this harassing bullshit, is what I'm saying. Like, this lady went out of her way to make my day hell. So I did all that, waking up that early and not getting home till like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, only to pass out and wake up and do it all again. And we worked like 7 days a week, I feel. No, I take that back. We were off like one on Sunday with mandatory overtime. God. And so I remember I was on my way to work one morning at like 3 o'clock and my tire popped. And I just said, fuck it. I remember that day. I said, fuck it. I pulled into the gas station. This is literally like up the street from my house. I pulled into the gas station. And I called my roommate to come and get my ass. And he did. I love Jamie. Jamie's my best friend to this day. But Jamie came in, he got my ass, brought me home. And that was the end of working at that fucking hellhole. I was like, it is not worth it. It is not worth the harassment. It is not worth the lack of my life. My life is like nothing. I work at this factory and it sucks. Like, horrible. Horrible, wasn't worth it. So they pretty much, I like to say, when I think back on it, they ran me the fuck off. They ran me off. I had one complaint. That woman was just crazy. I was going to work and when I was in that car when the tire popped, I was wearing the same damn jeans I always fucking wear, and I wasn't ready to hear it that day. How this is another warning. I was over it. Bye. I'm done. And I'm pretty sure that guy got fired later on anyway. I think he was like some crazy alcoholic. Whatever. Whatever. Moving on. So, the third time I filed a sexual harassment claim with HR was way more deserved than the last two. It was way more deserved. I was working at this casino. We won't say names, you know, trying to keep my reputation. My throat is dry now. Hold on. But the third time I filed sexual harassment was when I worked at this casino. And I loved this job. It was great. I was a server. I was making a ton of money. Everything was cool. I loved it. Fast life, easy money. It was like stripper money being a fucking server at a casino. People just throwing you money for no reason because they want to appear like winners. You know, that whole manifestation stuff is working at the casinos, okay? They spend money like they make money, and they don't really make that much, but whatever. So I filed sexual harassment at this casino I was working because one of the cooks was a dirty old ass bastard. And every time, I used to give him hugs all the time. My first thing I come in, I'd hug him. You know, everybody would, because he would stand at the elevator pretty much waiting for you to hug him. And he was a little charming, you know, he didn't do anything crazy. But then he started squeezing my ass. I wouldn't say grabbing it because it was like soft, slow, creepy squeezes. This man was like, I want to say he's like 6'5", works out like prison, you know, had prison muscles, big ass dude, right? Huge. So it was a little intimidating. So anyway, I just didn't like it. And then he constantly would say just the worst shit. Every time he see me, he would just be staring at my titties or my ass, you know, talking directly at me, staring at my ass. He would be licking his lips like, that's exactly what he would do. Who growls? Sir. Fucking weird. But anyway, so he would growl, he would say the dirtiest things, like how he wanted to fuck me, like he would make sure, he would purposely walk behind me when I would come into the back and put his dick, his little thingy, he would rest it on my booty, and then he would say things like, ooh, I almost put it in. You know, and it's like, I'm not asking for this shit, okay? I'm not okay with this stuff. I am saying all the time, I'm talking about my boyfriend. I'm like skirting away. No, I'm complaining about it very openly. Okay, I'm like not. It was to a ridiculous point. You know, like just watching me. And I'm not the only one he did this to. I'm not special. This guy was a predator. But And girls would give him ass all the time. Like, it was just it's so mind-boggling to me that you can be so thirsty and so disgusting and people still give you ass. I don't understand women sometimes. Like, he is not worth it. This man, moving on. So, yeah, you would look back, he's staring at you all the time. It's just creepy and unsettling, forcing hugs out of you, saying just the most disgusting things, hitting you up outside of work on all social media platforms, trying to hang out. You know, it's like texting you randomly. It's creepy stuff. Like, you know, I do not ask for this and I don't want it. Okay? So I reported it. And I want to say, to be honest with you, the casino handled my sexual harassment claim better than anyone. Like, it was actually pretty beautiful because after that they implemented this, because they went back, they took it very seriously. They went back through all the footage because the casinos have more cameras than you would ever imagine. There are way more cameras in the casino than there are in any, like, political building or any presidential office. There are so many cameras in the casino and only one person is allowed to be in the camera room. You know, it's crazy how the surveillance. So they went through all the footage and they pinpointed everything that I said. Everything I said was true. How he would creep in to whisper in my ear all the time. How he'd always force hugs on me, how he'd always just be creepily around just all the time, and this was like confirmed through this camera footage. So after that they and it wasn't even watching me, they were watching the way this guy moved. And they said, because they told me, because security was like any other entity in that building, a bunch of gossip queens. So they came up to me and was like, yeah, so it wasn't even you. Like, we watched him for like an hour and he ran up and he forced him hugs on pretty much every single female that came in to work that day. And they were like, this is ridiculous. Like, how is this guy getting away with this? And how he would rub up on every female that worked there. And it was just unacceptable. So after that, they implemented this no-touch policy, which I love. Okay. Get off of me. Like, I don't know where you've been. Okay. Stop. Don't touch me. I can see you. You can see me. We can wave at each other. But I don't hug people unless I am feeling very generously emotional. Like, today a girl told me a really sad story and I asked her if I could hug her. See, that's the type of person I am. I will ask you if I can hug you before I just come here. Let me put all my shit on you. Oh my God. I hate that. Do you like my puff? But anyway, after that, this guy, he didn't talk to me anymore, but after the quarantine hit and that place shut down, you know, he hit me up on social media and asked me how I was doing, so he can't be that mad about it. But yeah, the casino, I'm not gonna say that was a bad experience. That was actually a pretty good experience. That is how I feel like it should be handled. This recent time I filed sexual harassment made me never want to do it again. I've just decided that, you know what, if something becomes, because I can understand why people don't file things like this, why people don't talk about harassment at work or report people, because a lot of the times it's 100% mishandled. Okay, people don't take it seriously. I don't know why. I'm not trying to get raped at my job, and I'm, God forbid that happens, because I'm concerned that I will be looked at like a liar, you know, or no one will give a damn. And that is how I feel with jobs. So I can only imagine how people feel coming forward to the police or any type of HR department. This is why people do not come forward, because 2 out of the 3 stories I gave were bullshit. Like, I was completely treated like shit and my complaint went completely unnoticed, you know, and I was made to feel like shit and ran off. Like, the most recent time it happened, like, I actually liked that job, so I didn't try to make a bigger issue of it than it was, you know. I just kept minding my P's and Q's and keeping it pushing. If I could take back time, I would have never came forward ever in any of the HR situations. Well, the casino one, yeah, but who knows when you're going to get a casino one? You know, who knows when you're going to get a good employer who cares? No one knows. So what's the point of even coming forward? You're going to either get to the point where you quit, or they're going to find some reason to fire you. That's how I honestly feel. Do I encourage people to speak up? Yeah, because I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to. But in my case, in my circumstance, I will never, okay? Unless it is something serious and I have solid proof, like solid camera proof. Up until then, keep your 6 feet from me. Don't touch me. Don't be around me, because I will fucking scream. Okay, that is how I'm going to treat it from now on. I will scream. That's how I feel my issue was in the past. I didn't scream. If I had screamed when people said some shit to me, if I had been like, don't talk to me like that. Who do you think you are? What did you just say to me? If I had went off, I think the whole reaction would have been different. Okay? I need to start going the hell off when it happens. I think that'll make more sense. When that guy was staring at my ass and making everybody look, I should have been like, stop looking at my fucking ass. I should have went off. Like, who do you think you are? Like, I should have went off. Because that's the only effective thing. And when I go the hell off and everyone sees this and starts to hear it and wants to know why I'm going off, there's my evidence. Okay? Instead of keeping my mouth shut and reporting it to HR and being looked at like a liar or an over-exaggerator, or like one job said I deserved it because, you know, I had hugged people in the past or whatever. You know, instead of going through all of that, I'd rather just, you know, go the hell off. That's it. From now on, I'm just gonna go off. If anyone says anything out of line, I am going to go off. I'm not gonna cuss, but I will raise the hell out of my voice and I will make a huge scene so that everybody can see what's going on. Because I will be damned if I get attacked at my job and then them tell me it didn't happen. Because that's how I feel. That's how I feel they want it to be. That's how I feel it would happen. So my heart goes out to people who have gone through something like this. If you have gone through something like this, I want to hear your story. So let me know, because I'm here for you. I understand what you went through. It was bullshit, and I want to go off with you. If you want someone to fucking scream about it with, I'll go off with you, because they're fucking assholes and no one deserves to make you feel that way. You deserve better. You deserve better. We all do. Whoever you are, you deserve respect in your workplace. And that's why I made this video, to talk to people and to let you guys know that we're all in this together. So, peaceful mind. Positive energy. That was my show today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. And make sure you watch my other videos, because they're not all like this, but some of them. Well, alright, I'll see you later. Why you bitches wanna try me? I me checking out my IC.